This is KUGAN CASSIUS for the Cassius and the Hilda show here on BoxNation. With me, I've got light middleweight Liam Smith. How are you, Liam?
I'm good, mate. You?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Your opponent now has been confirmed for April the 18th at the Echo. Tell us who it is.
David EZEQUIEL Romero, Argentinian, WBO Latino champion. Not a bad fighter. To be honest with you, the big kids comes forward, comes to fight, and typical Argentinian, very wild when he swings and goes for it. So it's one I'll have to stay switched on for. You
were originally hoping for a fight with Carson Jones, and that fell through. Slightly disappointed about that?
Yeah, devastated, to be honest with you, Game. Hopefully, everything happens for a reason. If that fight gets rescheduled for June, which just talks about, then it'll have worked out better for me really, because that'll be 3 fights before June, by the end of June. So, and then if that is the case, this fight will just stand me in good stead again for the Jones fight.
We know you're pining for a huge fight, but on the flip side, is it important that you are just getting fights as well and not staying inactive?
Yeah, like I say, I'm still happy with April 18th. Everyone knows the way I am as a person, and I get down a little bit through fights, but I'm still happy with April 18th. Like I say, I'm kept busy. So I'll have had 2 fights, March, April, and like last year I had 2 fights in 12 months last year. So hopefully the year continues the way it started. Talking
to Frank Warren not too long ago, he was attempting to land you a world title shot at some point, without obviously going into too much detail. Obviously that was been discussed.
Yeah, we discussed. We discussed, and we tried to make the bondage fights beforehand, and then something else did pop up, and we were very close to agreeing a world title fight. We agreed, and it just didn't seem to come off, and no, it hasn't gone yet, because the fight I mentioned is fights that isn't confirmed yet. They've only made a date for them now, so his opponent's not confirmed yet. They may come back and want that fight, I don't know, but we got asked about him, we were happy with it. So whether it comes back, we don't know.
It's all about timing sometimes, and
yeah,
like I said,
yeah.
You're like I said, in action April the 18th, and then you'll have to get that out of the way before you look to anything else, surely.
Yeah, and I'm not one to look past anyone. I'm every fight's a stumbling block for now towards where I want to go. So, every fight I've got to win from now.
You're part of a huge card at the Echo Arena. Derry Matthews obviously challenging Richard Abril for the WBA lightweight title. Do you believe Derry has a good chance?
Yeah, I believe he has a very good chance, especially the more people, if you ask around, people go to me, I'm mad for boxing. I lie in bed watching boxing all over the internet, and and I've been watching quite a bit of Abril, and I don't know whether it's just me, but I just think he's doesn't look the fighter he was. I've watched clips from him training, the clips he showed of him training on BoxNation, and I just think, whether his inactivity and his age is getting to him a little bit now, I don't know, but touching back on that, I do think he's got a good chance, especially with it being back home in his own city.
That's April 18th, but this week, April 11th, a huge fight in New York where Andy Lee defends his world title against Peter Quillin. It's a big fight for Andy Lee, this is, Liam.
Yeah, it's a massive fight for him, it's the biggest stage he's probably going to get, really. It's, defending his world title in New York. It doesn't come much bigger, probably won't come much better to him than that. But he's got a very, very tough fight ahead of him in Peter Quillin, the former champion, the former title holders, the belt he holds himself, and I think he's got his hands full, to be honest with you. I do think he's got a massive chance, and looking at it now, he's got a puncher's chance as well. But his style is probably a style that can beat Quillin's. Quillin's going to be beaten, he'll be outboxed, and Andy Lee can box, and if it's touch on Quillin's power shots, his right hands, and I've watched him knock people over in sparring, and I've seen a good bit of him sparring, I've seen a good bit of his training, and he can really punch with his right hand. So I think Andy needs to stay out the way of that, and I think it's going to be you know, a tough night, but it's going to be a good fight as well.
Obviously, no one expected Andy Lee to dismantle Korobrov like he did. Obviously, some people would argue that he was behind in the fight. So, going into this fight, you just don't know.
Yeah, no, you don't know, especially the way he's ended his last 2 fights. Maybe, you know, he's absolutely flattened people. So, you know, you'd be silly to write him off, and he will be going in there 100% confident, and he'll know what he's done in the gym. And you know, top Andy Lee, there's no reason why he can't beat Peter Quillin. Peter Quillin is not, you know, he's not the very, very top. There's you know, to name a few, there's Mayweather, Pacquiao, Andy Ward and Golovkin. They are the top. No one else gets up there. Saul Alvarez just behind, and then you've got your Quillins and stuff. So, you know, he's not one of the top unbeatable fighters, and if a top Andy Lee shows up, then he's got a massive chance.
Certainly hope so. Alright, Liam Smith, thank you very much for talking to us, and we'll catch up with you before you fight next week.
Thanks, mate. Thanks very much.